it's Jackie Ballheis from Stampers.
And I'm Jesi, and welcome back to our Card Making 201 series, where we are on class number 2.
Today we're going to talk about coloring. Now we did a little bit of coloring in one of the classes in our 101 series, but today we're going to introduce you to 2 other ways. We'll actually review what we shared before so that you have 4 different options for different ways to color, because it's kind of a color, I guess coloring is kind of a preference, whatever you enjoy doing best. So Jess, I know you like to color. You love coloring books, so I think you'll like this class.
I'm excited. Let's do it.
Okay, let's start coloring. So Jess, I have your coloring book all ready for you.
It's so pretty.
So we're going to go back and do what we did first in the first class, and that's starting with Stampin Blends, because I want you to really be able to compare them all.
And I like the blends. Let's see if I can remember how to use them.
There you go. So just go ahead, and we're starting with the light.
Nope, already out of the line.
Well, that's normal for you. You never stay in the lines. And you might want to switch to the bullet tip too on some of those for up close. And then add a little bit of highlights or shadows with the dark. This is actually a really good stamp for doing that, because it kind of shows you where some highlights should be with the artwork on here.
I'm doing really bad.
Good thing it's just a coloring book, right? So,
and then I come back through with this and kind of blend it together.
There you go. So.
Yep, I have not practiced this enough since the last time we've done it.
I know.
Still got a little work to do.
That's okay.
But it's easy.
There you go. So let's just color the big one on this so we can kind of move through all the different ways to color.
Okay.
So Stampin' Blends. Oh, I should tell everybody, all of our images are stamped with the Memento ink. Now, I think in the first class we talked about how if you were watercoloring, you need to use StazOn and stuff.
We did, yes.
Honestly, these are all in Memento, and it did fine with all the different ways we're going to color.
Okay.
So let's use our Stampin' Write marker.
This one didn't have a light and dark, right? So It's just kind of the one.
Yep. And with the Stampin' Write, you do kind of get brush marks with it. They don't blend. And you have to be a little bit careful. You can't keep going over and over the paper, because it is a water-based marker, and it'll kind of, I guess, ball up or fuzz up your paper a little bit if you go too much. So we did show in 101 also how you can use the Stampin' Write markers directly to your stamp.
I remember doing that.
And just a reminder, Stampin' Write, you can do that, but don't do it with the blends.
Yep.
So you can do that. So you stayed in the lines much better with that one. It's interesting. These are both we're using Melon Mambo for our pink.
And they look like completely different colors.
Yeah, it just kind of varies with a different coloring method. Okay, let's try something you haven't done yet. And this is a product called Watercolor Pencils. So they come in 2 different sets, just different color assortments. And it colors just like a colored pencil.
Okay.
So color your big flower in there.
There's nothing special to do with this. Just color it in, kind of like how you just color in with the right. Okay.
Just color in. And actually, while you're coloring those, let's do 2 flowers. Do that one and the one above it, because we're gonna, once they're colored with the pencils, I'm gonna show you 2 things that you can do afterwards.
Okay.
Now, in all honesty, if you like the look of colored pencils, you could just color it and leave it like that. Just a colored pencil look.
Yeah, this guy too.
But the intent of the watercolor pencil is to use another product with it that will kind of smear it around a little bit and give you a little bit of a watercolor look as opposed to a pencil look.
Okay.
So we're going to show you 2 different things you can do here.
Almost done.
There you go.
Done.
Okay, we're going to use a product called a blender pen. Now, I like to describe this as really just a clear marker. It's got a tip like your Stampin' Write markers.
Oh, no, there's something there.
Yep.
I didn't see you do anything.
Yeah, it actually looks a little
wet.
Wet.
Yeah.
And so this is, you go over your pencil and it'll kind of smear it around a little bit and make it look kind of watercolor. It gets really,
yeah.
Like the stroke marks from the pencil. Now, just like those Stampin' Write, you cannot go over and over and over because the paper will shred up a little bit on you. But you can see
it transforms right in front of your eyes.
It does. It makes it a little bit brighter.
Yeah.
So, but that's just another way. Now,
Oh, it does transfer over.
Yes. So the whole idea is, since we're not doing the green here, but if we were, in between colors, you just scribble on your scrap paper until that color comes off.
So the tip does get stained, but it's gone.
Right. So as long as it's clear, now you're next to, ready to go on to another color.
Okay.
So that's one way to use watercolor pencil.
A blender pen.
Blender pen. And they actually come like in a set of 3. They're disposable. They don't last forever and ever. So when the tips get kind of icky or you run out of the fluid inside, you just go to another one.
Okay.
Now, the other watercolor pencil, we're going to bring in a product called a water painter.
Okay.
Now, this comes in a pack. There's a big tip, a medium tip, and a little tip. We'll use the little one because it's a pretty small surface here. And it's a paintbrush, but it has a water reservoir in here. So you don't have to like dip it into water.
Okay.
You could also use a paintbrush and like a little cup of water, but this just has it all in there for you. So if it's not flowing out yet, you just give it a little squeeze until you have water.
Oh, there it comes.
Water's coming out of it. And then as long as that brush is wet, you're going to go ahead and just smear that watercolor pencil like you did with the blender pen. You can just see how it's kind of turning into, watercolor paint, so to speak.
Oh, yeah. This tip's a little harder to control.
It is. And that's the smallest tip of this one. Now you could, like if we wanted to, we could use watercolor paper instead of the basic white. And then you could actually smear around more. The color would move more. But I didn't want to bring in a whole lot of, new products here. So that's just another option with the watercolor pencils.
I'll say that was easy. It just, it's a different tip. So I think it just takes a second to kind of get used to it.
Yeah.
I need a little more practice.
I think with all these, you need practice. Yeah. Huh. So that's a little bit of watercoloring.
Okay.
Now we got 2 more flowers.
Yes, we do.
Okay. Let's grab our Melon Mambo ink pad.
Got her out here.
When I want the watercolor look, rather than using watercolor pencils, my preference is to use my ink pads.
Okay.
And what I do is I take a block, so grab just a clear stamp block there, and take about 1/4 or 1/3 of the block and actually stamp it in the pad. Get ink right on that block. There you go. Now flip it upside down. And we might as well stick with the water painter here.
Okay.
And what I want you to do is hold it up and actually get a couple drops or a good drop of water right in the middle of that ink. There you go.
Oh.
And now you can smear it around a little bit. Now, if you get too much, you can always dab some off with your brush. And you're really just creating like a watercolor paint there.
I'm flicking this everywhere.
I know you are. And then you can go ahead and paint in your image with that. Now, again, this would work better on watercolor paper, but we wanted to stick with just the plain old basic white that everybody has, and just to kind of show you some options. The advantage of watercolor paper is that you can go over and over it, and the color will move a little bit more.
Okay.
This, it kind of absorbs in and dries pretty quick, so you don't, it's not real flowy, I guess would be a word. But as you start accumulating a lot of different ink colors, you've got the ink pads. This is just a way to use them to watercolor as well.
Okay.
There's that. Now, you can also do the same thing. Let's go back to the blender pen.
Blender pen.
And you can pick up that same ink. You know what? That's pretty wet. Let's try it again, because now we don't have any water. We just have ink on the block. And now you can use your blender pen and pick up that ink the same way.
Just the ink, so I don't need water in this.
Nope. And color.
And then I just color.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
So, and again, it won't move a whole lot on this paper.
Oh, but I think you need to spread it out a little bit more.
Yep, like a little.
You can see like my big blob there.
So the blender pen doesn't work great this way. Definitely not a preference of mine.
But it works.
But it works.
I feel like just with a little more practice, I would figure it out.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of times things like this work really good if you maybe just want a little bit of watercolor on something, or you don't have a color. Actually, it's looking really good because you get all the different shades that way. And you did pretty good. I think you did better than mine.
Hey, not too bad.
Not too bad.
And then clean it off.
And clean it off, and then you'd be ready to go on to your next color.
All right.
So let me bring in mine.
Some completed work here.
So where you can see actually them all colored in a little bit better with the green. So here's a good comparison. The blends, the Stampin' Writes. There's those watercolor pencils. Okay, you can see the two different pencils, blender pen, water painter. And then here's where we brought in the black to the ink pad. What do you prefer? What's your favorite way to color?
Oh, well, I think those blends the Stampin' Blends were still probably the easiest. But I think it's because I don't feel like I'm a very artistic person. Although these others were easy, but I think I was like kind of blobbing some colors and whatnot. So I just need a little bit more practice. But I mean, the water painter is just kind of fun.
Yeah. And I think if you do it on watercolor paper, you would enjoy it better.
Yeah.
And I think the watercolor painters, there's actually a lot of, we'll call them a little bit more advanced watercoloring techniques where you can use the water painters and your ink and make backgrounds and, you know, do all kinds of other things. We just wanted to show simple coloring in of the images.
Maybe if I didn't have to try and stay in the line so much, I'd enjoy like just smearing.
There we go. So Stampin' Blends, that's my favorite. I think it's the easiest, but the other things are definitely options. So I want to just bring in a card that I did before we came on here. And this actually looks like a blender pen and the black.
Yeah, that looks more watercolored than just your Stampin' Blends.
Right. So that was probably with the black and the blender pen. And I did also add some designer series paper to this one that we hadn't talked about, and that's the color groups. You know, all the inks come in color groups, and you can get the designer series paper for the inks, or all the different colors. So that is great versatile paper, just if you need that pretty printed paper to go with anything.
It's so pretty.
So there is the card that we've colored. Well, Jess, I think you did pretty good coloring.
No, thank you.
So, like I said, Stampin' Blends is my favorite. I think you kind of lend towards the blends, but you liked some of the other stuff.
It was fun trying them all. I've never used a lot of these products before. I've never done any watercoloring. So I think I just need some more practice on it, and then I could definitely see myself liking it more.
It definitely is kind of a personal preference, and it takes practice. All the different ways of coloring take practice, just like anything else. And don't forget, most stamped images, or a lot of stamped images, you don't even have to color. You know, we do a lot of just using the colored inks, which again, kind of my personal preference because it's quicker and easier. This just takes longer.
Yes, but we're in card making 201 now, so we're learning a few more techniques to just up those cards a little bit, and a little coloring definitely can add that wow factor.
So make sure to check out the blog post that goes with this video. The link will be down in the description. We'll have information about all the different products that we use today. And if you are joining us for the first time in our card making series, make sure to go back and watch the complete Card Making 101 series. And we've shared lots of tips in all those different videos. And then we moved into now we are finishing up class number 2 of Card Making 201.
So we'll be back soon with class number 3.
We'll see you later. Have a stamp happy day.
Bye, everyone.